Greetings. Welcome to XJW Triple TR Tantrums, Tirades, Testimonies, and Recovery. You may be wondering why the screen I'm showing right now is for UNICEF Canada. Donate to help children around the world. No, I am not making a case for or asking for donations towards this program. It is something that has been popping up on my ads on my media. So when I'm watching YouTube videos or listening to music on Amazon, it's a commercial that comes up quite frequently. Spend 80 cents a day to help a child in need. They can get all the food they need to be healthy for 80 cents. And this is a program that's been going on for a long time. As with inflation, it gradually increases in their minimum ask. It used to be 50 cents about 10 years ago. But again, why am I bringing this up? When I was in school, this is around grade 3 to grade 5, somewhere in there. I remember that it was something that happened on a yearly basis for a little while. The schools tried to get as many kids as possible to do door-to-door canvassing for UNICEF to try and get some donations from the public just to support their fundraising. And it just dawned on me that they used to really focus on this around Halloween because kids were already going out door to door. So it's trick or treat, and would you like to make a small donation to help feed kids around the world? Now, even though we didn't do Halloween, of course, it was requested that others, they didn't have to do it for Halloween. They could do it just on their own as well if they wanted to. Well, when the newsletters and requests got sent home, my father would look at it, and he was very disparaging of UNICEF. He was very disparaging of charity in general. And he was one that the source mattered to him on lots of things. Even as far as if he knew the owners of a store were supporting or part of, say, the evangelical born-again church in our town, he would try his hardest not to support that store. The one that comes to mind first is a video rental store that opened up in town. And the owners were, like I said, they were born again. And so he didn't want us going and renting movies there or games or buying previously used anything from this store, because he said, well, their money is going to support false religion. We went anyway. Now, he was dead set against charitable giving to any other organization other than to the Jehovah's Witnesses. Saying things, the frequent things and the things that do pop up in the news every now and then by money being embezzled by charitable collectors and stuff like that. And yes, that stuff does happen. But UNICEF, the United Nations Child Fund, or as it is originally known, the United Nations International Child Emergency Fund. So you can look around in here a little bit in their site. Tells you kind of what they do, what they stand for. pretty much just making sure that kids are being taken care of, that they have what they need. Here it is. What is UNICEF? UNICEF is the world's farthest reaching humanitarian organization for children. Across 190 countries and territories and in the world's toughest places, we work day in and day out to help children survive, to defend their rights, to keep them protected, healthy, and educated, to give them a fair chance to fulfill their potential. Seems pretty like it's a good cause, right? So, but his issue is it's part of the United Nations. So this was 1992 to 95, perhaps. And what do we know that he didn't, and doesn't? That the Jehovah's Witnesses were a registered NGO of the United Nations in that time, 1992 to 2001. Ooh, he'd never believe me if I even pointed out to him. But in being so, they say that they will support the mandates and the belief systems and the initiatives of the United Nations. Well, this is one of them. But what is the Jehovah's Witnesses' opinion of charitable giving? Well, I've got some ready to go here right from their website. Giving that pleases God. This is the June 1st, 2003 Watchtower. What is happening to charity? Useful or wasteful? This first paragraph basically is the horror stories of charities and how the money is being stolen and not actually being used for charity. And the next article, giving that pleases God. Let's see how Jesus was charitable and Mary and Martha was charitable, and how motive is important. What about organized relief? This is their self-proclaimed "we're good guys." Look, we help people in natural disasters. 723 homes of witnesses were damaged to some extent, many of them quite badly. But their charitable giving only extends as far as believers. And then giving that does the most good. I'm not going to read this out. But what do they say? Well, the preaching work. That is their charity. Come be my follower. Come learn about the Bible, and that'll give you the best way of life. And by helping people learn about the Bible, they won't be in a position where they need charity. Fine, sometimes okay, that works. But when you're dealing with children, you're going into a country and children are starving. Reading them a Bible story is not going to fill their stomach, is it? But what about even their own believers? Where, like, they're a charitable organization. They are registered as a non-taxable, non-profit charity. So all this money that they get, can their believers apply or say, hey, I need a hand, and get some financial compensation or through a difficult time? Or can they get a food hamper from the charity that they are active members of? An interesting thing popped up early this year. It's on avoidjw.org now. And this is a list of where Jehovah's Witness families can be directed and how they can attain help, financial or food help. Now, if you go through all of this, 7 pages. I'm not going to stay too far anywhere. I'll just kind of cruise through it. And you will notice that all of these things are government-funded programs. Not one of these things says, reach out to Bethel and we will help. So they do not want their members or their believers donating to outside charities. They want all your time and all your money going to their charity, of which none will ever be returned to you, even if you are in dire need. The scripture that was used all the time by my father when anything about charity would come up is this one here, Psalm 146 and 3 and 4. Do not put your trust in princes, nor in a son of man, who cannot bring salvation. His spirit goes out, he returns to the ground. On that day his thoughts perish. So he would use this scripture to say that supporting charities is pointless, because no matter what man does, it is of no benefit if it is not from God. And yet, if you're in need as a Jehovah's Witness, go cry to the governments. They will help you. I can't make the ends meet on the reasoning in this one. Stay happy.